is the start of my new Chronicles days, week, whatever. And I've actually started this with, with this kit. This is my Dimensions Christmas ornaments, and I have finished my last week with this, and I am starting the new one with it as well because I've actually kept stitching it the day after I filmed the final clip for my last video. But this is it for this week. I think I'm finished with this project for this week. I am just wanting to update you and show you my progress with it. I think that I've made a good one because today I haven't stitched that much. We went out with Marky. I received a new package, which you are going to see in a different video. I'm not going to include it in this one, maybe a little later, but not now. And watch that video, by the way. It's really interesting. You will be seeing some new stuff in there. But this one, I've stitched 153 crosses today. I've actually made a mistake and I had to remove quite a few crosses because I've made a cross instead of half cross, which is bad because this project has full crosses and half crosses and stuff like that. But that's fine, it happens. So this is stitch number 1 for this week. I didn't take a picture before I started stitching, because I was kind of busy and I forgot. So this is what it is. So let's keep stitching. Let's see what we are going to be stitching next. I do have a lot of plans for this week, but we will be working on our crafts just as much as I'm working on other stuff. So thank you, keep watching, and I will see you in a couple of seconds. Hey guys, so today is Friday and it's the 29th, and actually I've been stitching this for 2 days now. I didn't film yesterday, but today I decided to update you because that's something that I had to do. I've been stitching my swan and roses from last night, but something happened. I realized that there was a really big mistake because when I started how I'm stitching this is just going by color, like choosing the closest color, like one of these, and just going with it. By the time my thread runs out, I decide what other color I want to stitch. But basically I kind of finish a thread and then go back to another symbol, or I just finish a symbol if there's just a couple of them and then change one. But once I got to this place, I'm just going to do a little close up. When I got to this location, I realized that there was a really big mistake. All of this, by the way, you probably saw the preview. I don't know if you saw the difference, but this entire thing was a different color and in a different location. I basically stitched this. I'll try to insert it again if I won't forget. There was this shape that went all around and it was in a different color and it was all misplaced because I made a mistake with quite a few crosses, and that means that somewhere around this area there are 2 crosses there that are not supposed to be there. Oh, by the way, there it is. I found it. Okay, so do you see the difference? This, I'll try to go here. These crosses, there are 4, I think, crosses that are not supposed to be here. They are supposed to be around this area. And what I did, I started them and then I kept stitching all the way up to that point. So basically what happened, I re-stitched all of this. I removed the wrong thread and I stitched a different symbol all the way up. Hopefully it was the right one this time around, but unfortunately that did happen. But I think that you can already see the difference. I did stitch 240 something crosses last night and 240 something this today. So I did start this project this morning. I think that it looks pretty good. Let's see how much I've been stitching. I mean, not how much I've been stitching, but what percentage have I already finished. Just open my saga over here. Okay, so this is the swan. It's on top. Okay, the swan, 29.30% are finished. So I think that I did pretty good because it was, if I'm not mistaken, 26 before, and it's pretty nice. To be honest, I do not enjoy Linda. I mean 27 count Linda as much. I prefer the stitch on Murana 32 count. So unfortunately, I already chose this fabric for this project, but all my botanical gardens that I am planning on stitching are still going to be stitched on 32 count Murana like the first two. So that's something that I am definitely sticking with. And let's move on to the second project I've been stitching today. And here it is. This is Scorpio, the Chimera project that I'm stitching. By the way, if you don't remember, one of my larger ones, I am really loving this, but for some reason it's just going pretty slow for me. I never sit down and stitch like 500 crosses from this one. For some reason I always like stitch around 200, 300 crosses, and that's about it, and then leave it for a couple of days. I don't know why, but I cannot say that I don't like it. I do like it a lot. I think the problem about this one is that mostly in this point of this project, I am stitching blues and light blues and darker blues and sometimes a little bit of grays. So it's kind of boring sometimes. It's pretty abstract. The whole project is very abstract, and it's most of the time pretty hard to see what you're stitching. I mean, when I was stitching these, right now you can see that these are some kind of faces and stuff like this one. But when I was stitching them, it was something like this. I mean, you cannot tell what you are stitching. And once you finish an area and move to the next, you can only then realize that you have stitched like a face or some kind of wave or whatever. So basically that's the problem with this one, I think. But I do really enjoy stitching with blue colors, and I think that's one of my favorites. I also like the magenta colors, the oranges, golden colors, and greens are also ones that I like. But I think that I did stitch quite a bit today. By the way, how much do I have stitched? 26.8% I have finished. And I have chosen to do something with this stitching experience, let's just call it that. I'm hoping that it remembered what I did. There's this option in Saga, something new that happened here lately. If you press the symbol, it will open the panel of symbols and colors and how much stitches do you have to stitch from every symbol. Like you have the symbols over here. Right now it's lightened, but let's just close it that way. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you the symbols, it gives you the DMC, and it also gives you the amount of stitches that you're supposed to do. Now, all of these symbols are no longer in this piece that I'm stitching right now, meaning that in this area that I'm stitching, there are no colors from this one. Now, if you can tell that like this symbol is the last one that I've stitched. It's the DMC number of 158, and I have 0 crosses left to stitch from this area. Now, that's something that I did. You have these missiles over here and these little arrows. You can choose to go from the largest amount of crosses to the least, or vice versa. Now what I did, I chose Saga to show me the smallest amount of crosses to the largest. Now all of these are 0, 0. I have already finished these colors, but now what I have, these are still the symbols that I need to stitch. Now if you see these 12, this symbol, I have 12 crosses to stitch from. So if I press this and I just choose to lighten this color, I cannot see what I'm pressing. So this is the symbol that I need to stitch from this one. So that's what I did this time around working on this project. I just stitched from the smallest amount just to finish the confetti, and then all I will get left with is the big amount of crosses from one color. So basically I just say, if for now this is the smallest, 12 crosses from this color. Now I have this color 13, I have 17 from this color. There's, you know, the numbers are going up. Now the largest amount of colors, of crosses from one color is 3842, and I have 145 crosses to stitch from this color. So that's what I chose to do, just to go from the confetti to the largest color spots that are in this piece. I really kind of liked it. Now how much I stitched today, if I will be able to show you, the calendar says that I've last stitched on the 6th, which is pretty much, it's a long time, let's just say that. And today is the 29th, and I've stitched 216 crosses. Altogether I have 26.80% stitched. I think that's a lot. Because I mean, that's not a lot, because I kind of miss this project sometimes, and I don't know why I don't pick it up. I just have too many more comfortable projects, I guess, to stitch. By the way, I do have a secret project that I'm working on right now, and that's something that I'm going to show you in a separate video about that particular project. But I did receive something pretty interesting, something really new to me, and I am stitching it on the side. I'm not going to update you in my floating crafty weeks. I am going to make video for that project in particular, because I did review a couple of things in that video, and that project is part of that. Now next time I will stitch the next project from that collection, I will definitely include it in these videos, but for that one, for starters, I wanted to keep it on the side. By the way, something good happened today. I did get an update from 17 Track, if you know about that application, that the package that I've been waiting for forever now, for like 2 months, it's in Israel. It's arrived to Israel on the 28th. Now, the weird thing is that it did update on that track, 17 Track, but it did not update an Israeli post office. So I'm afraid that it will still take a long time for it to arrive to me. Unfortunately, I cannot wait. I really, really wanted to get it already. And not exactly because I want to start it right away, but because I just want it. I want to review, I want to show you what I ordered, and I did order it. I want to hold it in my hands and have it in my collection. So that's something important. I do have a couple of things that I am planning on ordering yet. Actually, my husband asked me today, why do I need so many kits? Because, I mean, am I going to be stitching them forever? But I need them. I just need them. I don't know what it is about these, but I need them. So sorry about that. Okay, so basically that's about it. That's there's something else that I wanted to say, but I don't remember what. So yeah, let's just keep it to next time if I'll remember. And for now, that's about it. I am thinking that tomorrow I will be stitching my other Chimera, the Lighthouse Chimera, because I really do want to keep it going. It's pretty much on the finish line now, and I am really dying to finish it already because I have so many plans for this year. You cannot even believe that. And I still want to film a video for this year's plans, but I'm waiting on the packages to arrive. Gosh. Okay. Anyways, guys, I will update you in a couple of seconds on what happens next. Hey guys. So, this is actually, I think this is going to be the last update for this cross stitch Chronicles days. But yeah, and basically I think that that's about it, because tomorrow I'll be leaving to my mom's house, so I'll be starting new filming there. But basically I haven't been stitching too much for the last couple of days. I've been stitching this for the last 2 days, and I've been stitching my new project. I've already showed it to you from Rioli's this like tonight. So this is Lighthouse from Chimera. As you can see, I've already moved my key snubs to the right because I have finished this little part. I didn't show it to you because there was nothing much to see. Probably you've seen on the preview when I started this clip on the picture before, but I did start the next part. And you know what, even though it is the sky area and there's not a lot of color changes and not a lot of kind of confetti type stitching, still there's a lot of work to do. Tiny little half crosses. This is 25 count for those of you don't remember, and this is not fabric, this is more of a net. It's called in Russian it's called goblen net, just because it looks like a net more than canvas. As you can see, it's kind of really neat. I love stitching on it, by the way. I am going to stitch on this fabric other kits that I have in my stash. So this is my favorite fabric. Well, this is in the 18 count as well. Oh, and the 32 count as well. Basically, I have a couple of favorite fabrics that I like to stitch on. So okay, so last night I've been stitching, yesterday I was stitching on the 30th. I was stitching 482. It was on Friday. I stitched for 482 half crosses, and today actually I stitched quite a bit. On the 31st, which is today, I've stitched 337 half crosses, which is around this area. So it doesn't look much, but it is 337 half crosses. Altogether, I have 75.70% stitched. So, guys, I have just a little left to go, and if I had the choice, I would have just sit down and stitched it until I finished it. But no, I have other projects that I want to stitch as well, so that's a problem. Anyways, this is project number 1. Now project number 2, the one that I was stitching, so I don't have the chart in Saga or any program, unfortunately. That way I could have told you how much I've stitched, but this is a really easy stitch, even though I've made a big mistake, and thank God I managed to fix it. But you know what I did? I just stitched it really wrong. Let me show you on the chart. For example, this area, this whole area, this was a blend. This whole thing, like the U, the green U, it was a blend. Now I had to stitch it, can you see, like over here, then skip 3 symbols over here, the darker ones, and just skip and go up to the next row. But the thing is that I didn't skip it. For some reason, I just kept stitching, and I stitched up until this point, and then I just, I kept stitching this whole design like this all through these symbols up, and apparently I made a mistake and I didn't notice it, and I could not understand what I did wrong, because over here it did not look right, because it had only two symbols up here, and on my stitching it had three symbols, because this whole area had moved down. So I made a mistake, and I just realized that when I filled in this symbol. Now what I did, because I couldn't put my finger on what I did wrong, I just started stitching from the top, like this symbol, this. I've started stitching from the top and just counting it so it will, look right on here on the side. And I did realize it just when I got to this area of my stitching, because then I saw that I had to skip this and stitch it with a different symbol. Stupid me. But you know what? You cannot really tell if I'll show you what I have stitched. This is the area. There you go. Let's focus. This symbol, these two squares are empty. This is a different color. And this is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be like a row up, and here are the symbols. So what I did, I just put everything down one row. Thank God I did not go too far. I just went up until here, and that was my mistake. So when I started stitching from the top and I just went down and stitched by this side, I realized that this was my mistake. So you guys, make yourself notice what you're doing, because I'm watching TV. I have baby boy around, so that's something that I am sometimes doing wrong. Okay, can you see this blend? I love it. It looks really good. In the beginning it seemed really weird, because there's this weird cross of two bottom and one on the top with a different color, and it looks a little weird because I've never stitched something like this. So these little symbols, crosses, are really interesting. There are a couple of crosses like this, and I think in the flowers there are also crosses like this, so I think it's going to be looking really cute. I think that it looks kind of nice. By the way, this is the pano from Riolis. So for those of you who don't remember, you can look at my other video and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This is stitched with wool. Probably can see that because the crosses are really fluffy. There is one, the black I think is a regular thread, cotton thread, but all the rest is wool. And I love stitching with Riolis wool. I've said that before, and I am really happy that I started this project. I wasn't going to. I don't know why. I actually didn't really understand why I purchased it, because I was looking at these elongated cross stitches from Riolis for a while, and I kept adding them to my cart and then removing them and then adding them again, but for some reason I never ordered them. And then I just saw this one and I decided, okay, I'm going to buy it, and I did. So that's how it got to me. By the way, the package that I'm waiting on forever now, like for 2 months now, is in Ashkelon. So it finally appeared. I am so scared because they sent it out of Ukraine. It was shipped out on the 17th of the 12th, I think. It was 2 months ago. Anyways, so I am really excited because I already want to get it and show you what I have in there. I actually forgot what kits I ordered, but there are like 15 kits in there and another something that I ordered with them. So I am really excited about that. I am really nervous that it will come ruined like the other two packages that I received. The one that came wet, I've showed you that before. And I am really nervous because this one was taking a while to reach me as well. So I don't know what's with that. Hopefully it will be fine. Hopefully I'll enjoy every single stitch on those kits. I've already have realized that I like them. Okay, anyways, I have this crazy idea. I've found a new type of craft. I mean, it's not a new type of craft, it's also stitching, but I have found micro cross stitch. There are some kits that are being sold, and I have been browsing Google and I found quite a few really beautiful stuff that girls, or I don't know, women, whatever, whoever is stitching that do or stitch. And you guys, it looks so beautiful. I mean, there are rings, there are bracelets, there are kind of like cones, and I am really excited about that. For some reason, I really want to try it, and I got this crazy idea in my head that I can just start stitching those tiny little designs and do my own kind of jewelry line. But I'm a graphic designer, but I'm not a cross stitch designer, so I'm not really sure how to make a good chart that small. I mean, I do I can create a large chart with a lot of colors. That's not that big of a problem. But how do you create a tiny little micro chart that has enough colors to make it, like, let's say, for example, make the flower look good? I'm not really, and I've never tried that. I don't really know how to do that. So if anybody knows how to do this, that will be really interesting. I was thinking to order some, kind of empty rings, and how do you call that? Kind of like a ring or a bracelet. Anyways, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just think that I want to try to do some micro cross stitch. Did anybody do that before? Anybody tried it? I think it looks so beautiful. It's tiny little thing. It's stitched with a gobelin stitch on, like a half cross stitch on a really small count fabric, I think on 32 count, and you stitch 1/1 and it looks so great. So maybe that's something that I'm going to try in the near future. I don't know. Maybe I'll order myself a kit or two to try that with a little tiny hoop. And yeah, we'll see about that. By the way, I started working on my journal, on my cross stitch journal, and I'm actually sitting in front of my computer and I am looking at the pages. If you can hear the mouse. I can show you like a little part of it. Let's just say, okay, let me just lift it to my computer. So here you go. This is kind of a trial. I mean, it's not a final result. It's kind of a trial page. Don't mind the little flowers. It's kind of, again, a trial design. I did design the cover already, but the inner pages are still in working. So this is kind of page number 1, and I'm not sure about the whole flower theme. What do you guys think? What do you think a journal should look like? I can customize it to whatever it is you think will be right to that. By the way, I think I heard baby boy kind of make a sound. By the way, he's sleeping since 9:30, so hopefully he will not wake up now because it's almost 12 o'clock and I want him to sleep. Okay. Anyways, let's finish this. I keep talking. I'd like to hear what you think should be in a journal, a cross-stitch journal. I mean, in a logic kind of like thought process, because I understand that you have this idea. I cannot create like a whole book. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe next year, if this project will come out like I hope it will, I will come out with a real booklet. For now, I am going to make booklet, but I'm not going to do like inserts. I'm not going to do something really hard as a print-wise job. So we'll see about that. For now, I'm just trying to design the whole concept of it. And like I said, let me know what you think should be in there. I mean, for each project, there are supposed to be kind of like details on what fabric are you stitching, what thread, the name of the project, the count, the I don't know, the size, stitch wise and centimeters wise or inch wise. So that's the main details. Maybe some notes. Maybe I can insert like a tablet with DMCs. I was thinking to do like an inventory page for the whole thing for DMCs. So make a whole list of DMCs with a spot where you can write down the amount of threads you have for like skeins or whatever it is that you are keeping for each color. Well, just so you can keep like track for which threads you have in your stash, stuff like that. So let me know what you think would be nice to have in your journal. And yeah, that will be really interesting. So you guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to stitch as much as I can at my mom's house, because you know, she'll help me with marking and I won't have to clean and cook as much as I clean and clean and cook at my house. And yeah, it will be an interesting couple of days, some rest and some stitching. Okay guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, give me thumbs up, write comments. Please write comments, really helps promote my channel. I actually heard that whenever comments are written, if there are more than 7 letters or something like that, YouTube promotes the videos more. So write comments, give me thumbs up, please. And I will see you really soon in my next video. By the way, you have a donation button downstairs, so if you wish to help my channel develop, I will be so grateful. And like I said, I love you and I will see you soon.